Hello and welcome to Game Soup with Chloe and Kayla. This is a game design podcast where we throw ideas in a pot and see what's cooking. How are you doing, Chloe? We missed a week, didn't we? Or did we?
We missed a week because I was very busy with work and you
I had a
an
pain.
appointment or something on the pain
The
flare
one
or
I
something.
was in a bad pain flare a day we were due to record, and I was just like, I actually can't focus enough to do anything.
Which is fair, yeah.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah. No, I mean, I had basically a week straight of work, like 7 days straight, but now I have a week straight off, so I'm going to make the most of it and sleep in every day.
That is very exciting. Yeah, I was going to ask what you've been doing, but it sounds like you've been busy with work and otherwise sleeping now that you're off.
Yeah, work and waiting in queues at work, basically.
Nice. What have I been up to? I feel like I've had a sort of pleasant couple of weeks in spite of them being kind of physically painful at times.
Yeah.
Earlier today, I had a guy from the council visit the house to be like, this isn't disability friendly enough for you to get a council tax reduction. And I was like, but I'm here.
Yeah, like, surely the fact that it's not friendly enough for you should get you the reduction.
Well, it's setting up a sort of interesting thing, which I won't go into. It means I've, like, it's prompted me and reminded me of going, like, oh yeah, now I've moved. I should call the, and I have now, like, asked to get referred to the council, because they have people who come and look at your flat and sometimes can say stuff like, oh, it would be good if some railings were added, or XYZ or whatever. I did it, like, 2 places I lived ago when we only had, like, a bath with a shower, and they were like, we can get you a board to put over this that you can sit in. And I'm like, oh, that would be good.
Oh, God.
I ended up buying in the last couple of days a couple of different, like, theatre tickets. Oh no, I'm getting a buzz. I'm gonna go. That's at the door. Let me see what that is then.
Oh, good lord. Dear listener, we were expecting Kayla to get a package at some point today, but we thought it wouldn't be 2 minutes into our recording. So, yeah, I guess I'm going to vamp because I can never be bothered editing this podcast beyond just trimming the stats and the beginnings. So it's a game design podcast, and I'm going to start game designing without Kayla. It's single chef. I don't have my sous chef. I guess I'm the sous chef, really. She's the proper designer. Yeah, okay, let's look around me and get some ideas. I'm looking at the magic card called Inside Source. So I think we have a game here, perhaps, about being an insider trader, or like you are the guy who goes to the police with the information about whatever criminal enterprise you are involved with. And you have to... See, this is why Game Soup is a 2-person show, so I can bounce ideas off people. I think it's a game about generating, like, crimes that are happening in the city, and it's like, oh, do I inform the police? But then the more you inform the police or the superheroes or whatever, the closer the baddies might get to getting on you, so you have to work out what are the actual crimes you want to, like, inform the police so they can be ready for the bank heist or whatever. But, you know, a mugging, maybe not.
How are you doing, Chloe?
I'm good. I'm doing a game design. I'm doing a game about being a police informant. I don't know why. It was the first magic card I saw.
Oh, is that how you did your brief solo episode? It's odd. I'm supposed to get... I did a recent reprint of... Oh, I also bought some ISBNs, and so I'm reprinting some of my books with, like, proper barcodes and stuff. Also, once I was out
Damn,
of...
get you. Profesh.
Yeah, well, in my mind, I'm like, maybe then I should more slow roll, like, try and get into more retail places and stuff. Because, like, through IPR, my books do well over there, but they're the actual... Other than some individual relationships with shops, they're kind of the only people I sell to, so... Anyway, I've reprinted Out of the Fold and Other Games, and I'm with the Damned and Other Games, because I'm down to 9 of the second one, and the first one I was completely out of after I sent it over to, sent 50 over to America for IPR. And I thought I was getting like 10 packages, 10 boxes today, but actually what that buzz was someone just dropping off a single box. So I'm like,
Oh.
Are they going to be coming over the next couple of days? That's going to seem so awkward. Or alternatively, is that bat going to come back 9 times now? I don't know.
He just has to go up and down your building's lift 10 times.
Yeah, I guess I'll check the other tracking things after this. I've been reading a lot of books, and one of the books I read gave me an idea for a game that I do think would be taken down off itch.
Go on then.
So I read the 2022 winner of the Booker Prize, The 7 Moons of Mali Almeida, which was a Sri Lankan novel set in 1990. Mali Almeida has recently deceased. It's his ghost sort of over the course of 7 nights trying to both, like, I guess, figure out the circumstances of his death and try and, like, communicate with live people. It's a really good book, but there's a beat near the end of the book, which is a slight spoiler, but it's not necessarily, like, any kind of, like, reveal that this can happen. Where ghosts, essentially, via being able to, like, whisper to the living, are trying to encourage someone to go through with a suicide bombing. And I thought, man, what if you made a whole game about being ghosts, trying to encourage acts of lone wolf extremist violence?
Christ.
Do you see what I mean? I do think this game would get taken down.
Yeah, and you'd be on the front cover of The Sun. Yeah.
That depends how specific you are. I guess it's a thing of, are you... Because I guess there are 2 approaches to this game. One in which you're doing some kind of weird, soft PvP thing where you're different ghost factions impacting, like, some kind of living environment. And I guess in that case, the terrorist actions are more, you're either doing something modern or maybe, like, but they're fictional, but new acts of terrorism. Or alternatively, it's a game set over millennia, and this is the thing that definitely gets you more banned, and then probably also, I think in the first one, you are getting taken off itch, but you're maybe not getting mainstream press for it unless you facilitate that. But the other version is I guess it's a game spanning generations where you are ghosts inspiring real specific actual terrorist attacks that occurred. And in that case, you are getting the newspaper headlines, I think, after the itch takedown.
Can I pull this towards maybe an actual game that could be published?
I think what I've pitched are 2 actual games that you could publish, just not without consequences. But yes, you can try and make this more palatable.
Okay, it's a board game. Well, it's not a board game. It's a role-playing game where you play as secret societies such as the Illuminati or whatever. And you are trying to control the way that the world goes by doing massive acts of terror or... eliminating a prime minister or whatever.
Yes.
And you play as the men in the big cloaks so you can't see their faces or whatever. Orchestrating all the bad things in the world to make a better world, but at what cost?
I am surprised that your more palatable thing kept the "you are doing terrorism." I really thought that was the thing you were going to cut out. I was very surprised. You're like, get rid of the ghosts. You're now conspiracy.
So it's 7-part pact, but because I encouraging terrorism.
I was going to say, I feel what you've pitched is Assassin's Creed War on Terror Edition. Which I still think is probably...
So, Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, because I guess they're implicitly... But, like, without the kickback. I don't think they've done anything set in the 2000s. It would be interesting if they did. I don't know how it would go. I feel like, obviously, I suppose, if you wanted to take this away to a thing that's still quite, like, a fucked up game, because I think maybe... There is something interesting about, like, being a ghost encouraging violence. Like, it would be a grim game. I'm not sure how fun it would play. But, like, if you wanted to take away from a hot button thing that would probably get you a takedown, I guess you could swap it to, like, gangland violence.
I think there's maybe a version
And
of this game where it's like,
vigilantism.
oh, session 1 is encourage the high schooler to ask out their crush. And then, like, 10 sessions later, you're like, encourage the high schooler to do acts of gratuitous violence against their bully. Like,
I have thought of one which also here quite a... Maybe there's a game that is some kind of almost like... Yeah, horror game, where Act 1 is you playing someone getting murdered.
yeah.
And then, like, the rest of the game is you doing ghostly revenge. Like, either through encouraging acts of violence towards them, or maybe, like, Final Destination shit.
Ooh, yeah. I think if you're the person doing it rather than encouraging and inciting violence, that feels better.
Well, I think this should be a game about feeling bad, though. I think the fact of you are someone who has been murdered, and instead of moving on, you're... Like, I don't know, I think maybe that's I think, like, the almost, like, win state of taking this game away from grimness is you refusing to engage with it.
Yeah.
Have you watched or seen anything interesting recently that we want to riff on?
I mean, I was kind of going for the Illuminati ship because I've been watching President Curtis, the new Rick and Morty spin-off, which is... Have you ever watched Inside Job?
No, but I'm tangibly aware of it.
You should watch Inside Job, but it's basically that. It's, what if the President of the United States was a Men in Black and did kick-ass action scenes against cryptids and shit?
Okay. And is the Illuminati in it?
They're kind of setting the CIA up as the main villain, which is kind of funny, but...
Whoa, what a departure from reality, where there's those classic historical good guys.
Yeah, it's like the president is like, yeah, they killed all the prime ministers. Why would I trust them? So... So yeah, fucking... Is Delta Green still going? Can we make a new fucking cryptid hunting game that isn't Monster of the Week and is actually, like, crunchy?
You could. I probably would, because actually, it's the thing, I've been trying to write a blog post this month where I guess I'm just talking about, like, certain principles I follow while designing stuff, and I guess certain parameters that imposes. And some of that is also realizing, like, what makes games more likely for me to play. Because I definitely think there are games that, like, I'd probably enjoy playing, but I wouldn't enjoy running. But because I don't think I'm going to write a game and then convince someone to run it for me, I'm like, well, I probably won't write a game if I don't think I'd enjoy running it.
No, absolutely, yeah.
And then I'm trying to do this thing where I write a bit more about that. But it's like, yeah, I do feel like... It's a thing where, like, not that it's that crunchy, but there's a lot of moving bits to it. But, like, I enjoyed playing Blades of the Dark, but running Blades of the Dark made me feel like I constantly was, like, a bit like, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like it was stressing me out. So, like, there's a level of complexity I would not reach in a game design. But, like, what do you do? Give me your pitch for some kind of, cryptid hunt or monster. Are you imagining either, like, a Monster of the Week thing? Not the game, but just, like, the TV genre, where it's
like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer
or an X-Files or whatever, or were you imagining, a Men in Black or whatever. But, like, what's your picture of being more crunchy than PBTA, I guess?
I guess, like... I mean, I was pitching a game this week where it's a very, like, classic game design thing. Like, games have kind of moved away from it nowadays, but, like, it's a hit table and, like, called shots, like, I aim for their arm or whatever. Okay, well, you have to hit a higher number or whatever to aim that specific part of the body. Or, like, random tables for, like, hitting specific parts of the body. But, like, really crunchy, like, okay, so I'm going to roll to hit. Okay, it hits. Does it be that? Like, kind of going real wargamey with the sort of, like, okay, well, Nessie has scales, so it's got better armor than a werewolf or whatever, but the werewolf has more resistances or whatever. Like, I think it'd be about, like, preparing and, like, finding the weaknesses of, you know, the cryptids or whatever, the monsters, and it's like, okay, well, now we need to get silver bullets. Well, where can we find silver bullets in this old English town? Well, maybe we can melt down some stuff and use it as, like, random projectiles.
So you're kind of thinking a tactical game, basically.
Yeah, like
tactics and a sort of skirmishy fighting with, yeah.
I don't think it would be like XCOM or like skirmish friendly wargaming in that, like, you have a board or whatever, but I think it would be like, okay, well, we need to figure, a lot of it would be about figuring out the weaknesses of the baddie, and then figuring out how can we get that weakness in play. Like, whenever I played Monster of the Week, it always ends up just being like either talk the monster down or shoot them to death. But it's like, I feel like you could do a thing like, oh, they're weak to sound, so we have to bring them into the church and ring the bell or whatever. Like, puzzle solving as beating the monsters rather than...
Yeah, I feel you could do something interesting here with a kind of, like, phase-by-phase thing of, like, you know, an investigation phase where it's like, oh, here's where you're finding out, like, what the fuck is this monster if you're, like, investigating a murder or whatever. Then your second one is, like, then there's a phase of, like, okay, cool, you now have identified it's a werewolf, what kind of weaknesses do you think they have, how are you getting silver, and, like, that has its own, like, things, and then your final one is, like, a fighting thing. But, like, I guess what I say when I meant, like, tactical is, like, I guess I'm imagining this is probably a game where even if it's theatre of the mind, range matters.
Yeah, it's about, like, getting into positions and stuff. It's not like...
Your abilities and stats are impactful.
Yeah.
I feel... would I be wrong in suggesting I feel like that is maybe your preference in terms of games you play or run?
It's certainly what my local group ends up playing a lot, so it's what I play. I don't know if it's what I choose to run. Like, a lot of the stuff I choose to run is more, like, storytelling, PBTA sort of stuff. But, like, I always end up fucking playing, like, Morkborg and shit, so...
No, because I was going to say, like, yeah, it seems like that's a style of game you're quite familiar with, but I don't... Maybe some of your earlier ones I've not necessarily read, but it doesn't necessarily seem to be a well of design you go too much.
It's not where I usually go nowadays. Yeah, like, my earlier stuff, like Rebellion 30XX, God help it, was very, like, number crunchy. But, like, I clearly didn't do the sort of stat tweaking and, like, thinking about it in depth that it kind of deserves for that sort of game. Like, I feel way more comfortable in the storytelling space because there's, you know, you can sort of wave away, oh, well, the gun does 2d6 damage. It's like, okay, well, why does it do that? I don't know. No, it just, the gun kills. The gun kills.
The gun does kill, actually!
What is that a reference?
Yeah, it's I think you should leave. It's like the head kills. No, it's the chin kills. The chin kills. The chin does kill, actually.
Thank you for listening to Games.
No, we gotta name your Cryptid Hunter game. Your Monster of the Week game, with the title Monster of the Week being taken.
Yeah,
Styles is also taken. The Z cases.
We did it.
Well, dinner's served. Ding.
Ding ding.
Or is it lunch? Bye.